Hello, hi, a very good evening to everyone. Welcome to Urban Gardening Workshop. I'm Hans here. Hi, you guys. Are you guys doing fine? Well, to be honest, I just want to share with you guys. Don't tell anyone else. Yeah, I just recovered from the COVID sickness. So what a long week to recover. So our friends, please take good care of your health. Okay, take all the right precautions to avoid the COVID at all costs. Okay. And welcome to share your feeling in the comment down here. Okay, let's see what friends are online right now. Hello, Ong. Hello, Ong KB. Hello, Ong. Good evening. Thanks for becoming the first one coming online here. Hello, Mark Liao. Okay, Oni Yi. Thanks for coming, joining us. Hello, CC. Yes. Serena Low. Good day. All right. So may I see some hands or some words that you attended our hands-on part one workshop last month? Okay, so I see quite a lot of people not joining the part one. I see that Chua Si Ang, okay, did not join. Okay, Mat Liao, okay, not joining the part one as well. Lin Ho, Kim Kwong, and Nico Yong. Okay, thanks for joining us, but you not joined the part one before. All right, so that time we talk about the growing your own herb part one. We mainly focus on sunlight exposure, watering, trimming, propagation, and pot changing. Okay, so well, today similarly the topics will be on different herbs and different parts of growing the herbs. And we will try to work with hand, work on spot in front of the screen to ensure you guys can understand better. And I do really appreciate you guys may be able to spend some quality night times with us tonight. To me, it's really a wonderful and meaningful night to me with you guys. Okay. All right. Let's see who else is here. Hello, Robert. Okay. Hello. Uh, hello, Serena. Hello. Okay. Hello, Wanda Sam. Okay. All right, Michelle. Frankie. Hello. Yongmen, okay, thanks for joining us. Mr. Leong Ziwen, thank you. Okay, David John say Mr. Part 1. Later we will tell about the Part 1 where you can watch it again. All right, so welcome to write down your questions, any problems in the comment and down here, and we will try to answer your questions within the time limit. And guys, don't forget to invite your friends, okay, to enjoy gardening together. The benefit of home gardening, we know it can help us to improve our health physically and mentally. It can help us to relieve the stress. It can help us to improve the family interaction and so on. So the purpose of the urban gardening series today, we would like to share some easy, relaxed tips to do gardening and clarify some myths in gardening. So again, feel free to write down your feeling, your problems, your questions in the comment down here. I think it's really precious to let other people know about your problem, all right, so that they can avoid in the future, or you may share about how you deal with the problems or solve the problems. I think this kind of interaction is kind of helpful, helping each other and to learn better on this way. So before we start our main topics here today, let me introduce a little bit about Baba. So as you can see here, we try our best to create the most eco-friendly gardening experience for our friends. So we supply one-stop gardening products, including biodegradable plastic flower pots, organic potting mix, organic fertilizer, organic pesticides, and others to the markets, including the nurseries, the hypermarket chain store, and so on. And we also do a lot of CSR, corporate social responsibility program, and also public education, no matter to the consumers or the farmers on how and why we should support organics, so that we can together preserve a better environment for future generation. Okay. So today we would like to talk about Grow Your Own Herbs Garden Part 2. Okay, Part 2 right now. So if you want to see Part 1, okay, which we share about sunlight exposure, watering, trimming, propagation, pot changing, all is in part 1. You may go to subscribe our YouTube channel, Baba Gardening International. Let me repeat. You may go to subscribe our YouTube channel, Baba Gardening International, and you go back to see the part 1. Okay, we have 1 hour of sharing over there. So, have you started growing the herbs after listening to part 1? Okay, if you have, please write down in the comment here and to share with us about your experience, about your problems, or about your feeling, okay, after you do the herbs after part 1. Okay, and let me see any response over here. All right, so any Baba nursery in Singapore? Yes. Okay, there are actually a lot of a lot of products have been sold in the nurseries in Singapore. Okay, you can go ahead and look for that. Hello, Wendy, thanks for coming. Jasmine, hello. Okay, Aloy, okay, Ravinder Bahadur, okay, Sylvia Chua, nice to meet you. Raymond, Irene, thank you. Okay, yes, thanks for coming. All right. So today we would like to cover about the unfinished part. Okay. Today we have the herbs like, for example, like this one. This the oregano. Okay, and this is the sage. Okay, this is the Thai basil, as you can see here. Okay, and we also have mint. Okay, we will repeat using the mint again. All right, and today for the part 2, we will share about fertilizing, the pest control, and propagation of these herbs. And lastly, we can know how can we grow the herbs from seeds. Okay, as we know, the seeds of herbs are really hard to germinate, right? So what can we do to improve or to stimulate the seed germination? We will share about that at last. All right. So if you have somebody in mind or friends who are really busy, stressful, or somebody close, please welcome to share this topic with your friends. Share this with somebody, letting more people love gardening. And go ahead, just do it, share, and share. And this activity is not complicated at all. It does not involve a lot of technology. It could be considered as the easiest, the cheapest entertainment at home or in the office, okay? All right, so let me see again. Anyone else over here? Okay. All right, so, okay, Serena Low, okay. You have starting to ask about the question. Later we will ask about, later we will talk about that, okay? Annie Lim. When rooted they alone, okay. Yes, okay. Later I will talk about that as well. All right. Liu Wei, okay. You grow herbs in your garden. Okay, welcome. If possible, you may share about some of your herbs garden picture on our Facebook as well. That will be really interesting. All right. All right, guys. Let's come to section 1, fertilizing. Okay, section 1, fertilizing. All right. So last time we talked about the pot changing and the soil changing. Okay, so let me show to you. I see a lot of friends probably miss part 1. Okay, so last time let me pull out a little bit about from part 1. So last time we said that if you encounter that, if you want your herbs to grow bigger, you may change your pot to a bigger size, one size bigger, about like 3 to 8 centimeter diameter bigger. Okay, and then if you want to make your soil better in the terms of drainage, then we can probably mix 3 parts of the peat moss and 1 part of perlite. Okay, so this is what we have mixed already. Okay, 3 parts of peat moss and 1 part of perlite means that you just grab 3 parts of the peat moss and add another 1 gram of perlite. That's the ratio we can do. Okay, so that's the basic peat-based media that we can prepare. But if possible, then I would like to recommend to mix with another 1 part of compost. Okay, so this is already the 3 parts of peat moss and the 1 part of perlite. I would like to mix with another 1 part of the compost over here. All right, then I'm just mixed together. Okay, so this is very good. So no matter, okay, so actually if you don't have the peat moss, you have the something like cocoa peat. or you have something other kind of media, okay, then I would like to recommend like three or four parts of your own soil with another one part of compost. That will be really good as well. Okay. Because actually, like for example, this kind of this compost actually made from the plant material, is made from, like for example, the mushroom baggers, the sugarcane baggers, the rice bran, the oil palm waste, and so on. So it had been fermented for more than 4 months. So can you see, like, all these plant materials have been degraded by the good bacteria. All the nutrients are released, okay, like the basic NPK, micronutrients, vitamin and minerals, and so on. And also the organic matter, which is really important. Okay, organic matter is the organic fiber, okay, inside this compost. So this compost is something like a baby milk powder. Okay, it gives the basic nutrients for the plants. Okay, so whenever you do the pot changing, okay, when you want to change the soil, I would like to recommend you add another 1 part of compost according to the ratio just now. If, let's say, if you just want to apply directly on the plants like this, okay, this plant is about like 15 centimeter or half foot diameter size plant. Okay, for this, what I would like to recommend, at least once only one time in their whole life, okay, you may apply 1 handful of the compost around. Okay, which is really great, okay, because we want to give the baby milk powder. We want to make sure the soil has all the minerals, vitamins, okay, NPK required, okay, then it will grow great, okay. But if you have this the pot that is like 1 foot diameter or greater, then you can put 2 handful or 3 handful. That will be fine as well, okay. At least once in a lifetime for the plant, okay. All right, then if you but the thing is that if the more you apply regularly the compost, actually the soil will become softer. The better the soil quality as well, because a lot of organic fiber you give to the soil, and also the good microbes you give to the soil as well. So you may use the microbe and then to help to improve the soil quality and also to improve the soil texture as well. All right, so basically the compost is actually, just like I say, the baby milk powder. But the next thing is we want to boost the herbs, okay? So we want to boost the herbs to become more taller, or you want to boost the herbs to become more woody or become bushy. Okay, we need to boost the herbs. So whenever we see the herbs, we need to differentiate, okay, which herbs are more to leafy, which herbs are more to woody, okay? For example, as we can see here, like the oregano and the mint, okay, they tend to be more leafy. We want it to grow more leaves on this part. For the sage and oregano, as you can see here, okay, is growing upright. Okay, it has stems to support itself. So it needs to be more. It tends to be more woody. Okay, it needs to grow high enough to grow upwards and sidewards. Okay, so whenever we differentiate in this way, okay, for leafy herbs, okay, as you can see here, for leafy herbs, we can apply, okay, the organic fertilizer which has higher in nitrogen content. For example, in this way, okay, let's say this organic fertilizer, as you can see here, okay. Okay, this 532, okay, as you can see from the packaging, okay, which is international standard, okay, you can see the nutrients contents NPK, okay. NPK is represents the nitrogen content, the phosphorus content, and also the potassium content. It's listed in sequence, okay. So nitrogen is for growing leaves, okay. Phosphorus is for growing roots and more flowers, and potassium is for growing buds, growing stems, and more fruits, okay. So that's why whenever you see which ratio is higher, that means that this fertilizer is for which function. So for this 5:3:2, the NPK ratio 5:3:2, then this is suitable for growing the leaves. Okay, this is recognizing this way. This is kind of universal. Okay, so we come back to Chem 1. Okay, let's say for this size of pot, okay, half foot diameter size. Okay, what we need to do is we just need to apply about 1 teaspoon, okay, of fertilizer. Just usually about like once a week, or if you don't have time, once every 2 weeks is also can. All right, we just apply on the soil here. Okay, then in order to let the organic fertilizer to degrade faster, to release the nutrient faster, we can, after we apply, we can water some fertilizer over here to let it start degradation. Okay, if not, we can just bury a little bit inside the soil. That will be helpful as well. Okay, if you have something, the herbs that is like 1 foot diameter long, okay, then we can use tablespoon instead. We can use, for 1 foot diameter long, we can put about 1 to 2 tablespoons. The 2 tablespoons is the most. Okay, you can put. All right. Okay, so this is for the leafy herbs. All right. What about the woody herbs? All right. So for the woody herbs, okay, what we can do is, for example, like this. Okay, we can apply the organic fertilizer which has higher in potassium content. Okay, something like this. All right. Potassium content. So as you can see from the packaging right here, you can see the NPK ratio is 5:4:9, which has higher potassium content. So with this type of fertilizer, it can help to maintain the bark, okay, the stem to become thicker, the plants to get more woody. While because it still have 5, the nitrogen, so it can help to promote more leaves as well. Okay, so similarly, okay, for this size, okay, for this size, okay, we just need, okay, we come back to 10:1, we just need 1 teaspoon, okay, for the pot size half foot like this, okay. All right, we just apply to the soil, all right, but we try to apply, scatter around, okay, then we water a little bit with water so that it can help to release the nutrient faster, okay. If you have, okay, 1 foot diameter long, the size of the pot or greater, then you actually can put, okay, 2 tablespoons, okay, 2 tablespoons of the fertilizer for the pot, okay. That will be great enough, okay, once a week or once every 2 weeks. All right, so many friends asking this problem to us, okay, how to differentiate the organic fertilizer and also the chemical fertilizer. Well, as we can look from the packaging over here, okay, let's look at the packaging, close out for the packaging. As you can see here, okay, we need, there are several ways we can differentiate the organic fertilizer. We can look for the organic logo. In this case, this one is, there are 2 logos, a Serum organic logo and also the EcoCert, which is the certified organic logo from European Union. Okay, we can look for the organic logo and also we can all look for the organic matter. Okay, as you can see, the next one, the organic matter. Organic matter for organic fertilizer, it needs to be more than 50%. What is organic matter? Is actually the organic fiber content inside the organic fertilizer. So whenever, okay, let's say just now we say 5:2 are the nutrient content. So all the nutrient content have been released, but actually half of it is the fiber that remains in the soil to make your soil become softer. Okay, that's really important. That's the characteristic of the organic fertilizer. Okay, it can help to improve and makes the earth better. All right, and also you can actually scan the QR code over here to look for the certificate, okay, for this fertilizer. The next one, okay, let's say we can also look for these, okay, the organic logo. This one, it similarly, EcoCert is from European, certified organic logo from European Union. Okay, they come to audit, on-site audit, to make sure the overall fertilizing production process does not add in chemical fertilizer at all. If that's the right case, then they only authorize to use the organic seal this way. Okay. Similarly, for the next one, we can look for the organic matter content. It needs to be more than 50%. Similarly as well. Okay. All right. So, do you have any questions regarding the fertilizing part? Okay. Please write down in the comment right here. Give me some time to keep the things away. All right. So, no matter no matter what kind of fertilizing you are interested about, somebody asks about the enzymes, many materials. Okay. Then you can ask here also. That's the purpose of the workshop. A lot of people, a lot of friends would like us to clarify some myths, okay, through this platform. All right. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I believe this is Mr. Chua. Okay, Mr. Chua Si Ang. Okay, what's the difference between the fertilizer and compost? Aren't they doing the same functions? Actually, compost is the compost is one of the good fertilizer, but compost usually the NPK the ratio is 1:1:1 or 2:2:2. Okay, which is relatively low, but it gives the comprehensive nutrients for the plants. Okay, so actually, let's say if you just want to apply compost for the plants, yes, you can do it, but you need to apply a lot to boost your plants. But for the pellet fertilizer I showed just now, the nutrients is more concentrated, okay, is fortified, okay. Then this one, actually, you just need to apply a little bit to boost the plant. That will be great enough, all right? So let me see, okay. Leong Kui Leng, is liquid fertilizer better? Okay, so actually it depends. If your soil is nutrition is enough, okay, means that your soil is fertile enough, then is enough to make your plant grow, okay, without any problem, then the liquid fertilizer is good enough. You can put the fish fertilizer or any kind of enzyme and then to make the plants better. I do agree with that. No worries. Okay. JC Ang. Okay. Is eggshell a good fertilizer? Okay. So eggshell, actually, we cannot classify it as fertilizer. We should classify it as supplement of calcium to the plant, okay, because the eggshell has a lot of calcium. But the thing is that when you use the eggshell, there is a reminder that the eggshell may contain the salmonella, okay. So what you need to do is you need to grind it into powder, and then you need to let it expose to the sunlight to kill the salmonella. Then you just only use it, okay? So what is the purpose of the calcium for the plants? It makes the plants harder, okay? It makes the plants overall getting better, tend to be more resistant to the rainfall. Okay, it's a good supplement. But if you want to make it more bushy, just now I say more woody, probably this is not enough yet, okay? All right. So Johnny Louis, okay, how about the enzyme water? Okay, so it depends on how you use the enzyme water. Please clarify about the enzyme water. Let's say if many friends say that, okay, after I wash the rice, then I use the rice water to ferment, and then I take the fermented rice water to water the plants. Is it okay? Yes, it's okay, but make sure the rice water is fermented well, because sometimes we may grow the bad bacteria on the fermented rice water. So you need to see what is the color of the fermented rice water. If it's black in color, don't use it. It means that there is a bad microbe. But if it's white in color, okay, then it's okay to use it. All right. Okay. So Wendy Leong, how about spraying the booster on the leaves? Yes, actually you can spray the booster on the leaves. A lot of boosters that can be used for the herbs, like for example, the amino acid, the CV extract, the enzymes, the EM1, okay? A lot of kind of booster you can spray on leaves. But the thing is that we need to make sure that the soil is fertile enough so that the leaves, the foliar fertilizer applied to the leaves only become the add-on, okay, for nutrients for the plant only, okay? So if that's the case, make sure that you can at least apply the compost once in a lifetime to the soil first to make sure the soil has comprehensive nutrient. Then after that, we can do the boosting on the leaf. All right. Okay, so we stop here a little bit first. Then we proceed to the next section. Then more questions that we can answer that during the Q&A section. Okay. All right. So right now we come to the second section. Okay, pest control. All right. So what kind of pests you encountered before, or what kind of symptoms, okay, you had for your herbs? Okay, welcome to share in the comments right here. Today, we would like to share about how to differentiate the pests or the symptoms, or what kind of organic pesticides you can use to kill them. And you can share about like what do you use to kill them, and then because we can help you to differentiate whether it's safe, it's effective or not, you can share it over here. Okay, let me show some example as first. Okay, so if you encounter with this kind of white pest, you see this one got the wings. Okay, it can fly around. It's very small. Okay, this is what we call the white fly. It can fly. Or the next one. Okay, this one is the mealybug. Okay, this one round in color, this round in shape, white in color, usually appear on the stems, the leaf, petioles, and so on. Okay, these pests are waxy. Okay, they have commonly in what they common in is the waxy protection layer. So what you can use, okay, is this one. Okay, the scale terminator. Okay, as the red one, you can see scale terminator. So this scale terminator, okay, you can see the mealybugs, the scale insects, the whitefly. Okay, all of them are. The common is waxy insects. Okay, so why skin terminator? Because according to our research, the orange oil and the massage oil actually can wash away the waxy protection layer. Okay, and the oil can actually cover their nose, their stomata. Okay, and then to make them suffocated until die. Okay, so how do we spray? We can come to Chem 1. So let's say, okay, this is a plant. We see there is there are some waxy insect on top. Let's say the mealybugs. Okay, we see that. Then what we need to do, we need to spray targets the waxy insect. Okay, we just target that. Okay, so instead of being mist, we can turn to a little bit jet mode. Okay, or you close to it. Make sure you cover the pest body. Okay, because that's the way you can wash off the waxy protection layer and then cover the stomata. Okay, this is the safe way instead of poisoning them. All right. Okay, the next one, if you encounter with moving red dots, okay, something like this. Okay, let me move this. Okay. If you encounter with these, the holes, okay, you can see here, the worms or the caterpillar, they are eating the leaves and they have holes on leaves. Or the next one is something like this, okay, the moving red dots. Okay, you see the back of the leaf, there are some red dots moving around, or they create the spider webs, or they crawl on the spider webs, a lot of things like that. Okay, if you encounter with these two kind of insects, okay, you may use, okay, neem type pesticide, which is like, for example, the Dr. Neem. Okay, so this Dr. Neem made from the neem oil, okay, imported from India, and then it also enhanced with many kind of herbs material, okay, so that it can enhance the efficacy. What these neem do is it affects, okay, we can show the camera one. Okay, okay, how can it affect the pest? It affects the saliva secretion, okay, so that it cannot produce a lot of saliva, and then it also affects the digestive system of the pest. Eventually, the pest will die of hunger. All right. So how we spray that? Okay, let's say we have the spider mites or the worms crawling around. We can spray towards the whole plant. Okay, towards the whole plant. But the thing is that we need to make sure we spray at the back of the leaf here. Okay, why? Because a lot of worms, a lot of spider mites, they are hiding at the back of the leaf here. Okay, so we need to make sure we spray the back of the leaves here. All right. Okay, so another one. Okay, you may see something like this. Okay, for example, you see some lice. Okay, something like this. You see the lice here? Okay, a lot of lices. Okay, over here at the back of the leaves. Okay, at the petioles. Okay, and usually they are grouping together. Okay, the next one you can see that they are always grouping together. Something like lice. Okay, could be green, could be black in color, sometimes could be yellow in color. And this is what we call the aphid. Okay, so if you encounter this one, we may use the aphid buster. Okay, as you can see, this is actually made from the herbs. Okay, Faboidae herbs. Okay, it actually affect the respiratory organ. Okay, so we can come back to the cam one. Let me show to them. Okay, so actually we know that the insects, okay, they are using two muscles to create the holes and breathing. Okay, open and close, open and close, open and close. With this kind of herbs, actually it can help to solidify the muscle, don't let it open and close, and let them suffocate or suffocate until die. Okay, so this is actually highly effective towards the aphids, and the aphid needs to be killed within a short time because this aphid can really reproduce very fast. Okay, one day, actually, one aphid can reproduce 100 eggs. So can you imagine that they will produce 4 times within a month? Okay, so can you imagine if we do the mathematical calculation, 1 month, how many aphids there will be if we just leave it be? 1 times 100 times 100 times 100. In 1 month, it will become 1 million aphids. Okay, which is a lot. Okay, so that's why you need to find the herbs that really highly effective on them. All right, the next one. Okay, if you encounter these kind of symptoms, all right, let's say we worry about the herbs getting rotten. Like for example, there are black spot, there are yellow spot. Okay, rotten stem, rotten roots, or the next one that's something like this. Okay, especially during the rainy day or rainy season. Okay, so if we really worry about the herbs getting rotten, we may use something like this, the organic plant acid. So this organic plant acid made from the various plant extract. Okay, a lot of plant extract. Okay, herbs extract. We spray. Okay, the thing is that when we have this kind, we worry they get rotten. Okay, we come back to chem 1. Okay, we spray on leaf. Okay, but one more thing, we need to spray at the base of the stem here. You can see. Okay, why we need to spray at the base of the stem? Because when we spray on leaf, okay, and then it helps to give protection on the leaf, but the base of them, because a lot of fungus, a lot of microbes that attack the plants through the base, through the roots. Okay, so we need to spray the base of the stem to give extra protection on the roots here. So this herb extract actually will helps to reduce the fungus spore, the bacteria from germinating, and then from continue attacking the plant. Okay, it can help to reduce the disease. All right, in summary, okay, if you have the white pest, okay, we may spray this one, the red scale terminator. Okay, if you have your herbs have holes or the moving red dots, the spider mites, then we may use the Dr. Neem. Okay, if your plant have lices or aphids, okay, we can use the aphid buster. But if you worry about your plants getting rotten, okay, then we may use this organic plant acid. So according to our experience or the feedback from the gardening friends, the herbs quite often encounter the disease or the rotting problem. So I would like to recommend at least you may keep organic plant acid at first. Okay, you may spray on leaves and spray towards the base of the stems. Okay, early prevention is better than cure. Okay, so because we cannot, from our eyes, we cannot see the microbes around. So we can use these. We can keep at least these and then to spray on the plants first. And then after that, you see what kind of insects appear on your plants, then you just choose the right one to target the pest. That's it. All right. So, do you have any problems or any problems on what we explained just now, or you have encountered any other pests, or what you have done to reduce the pests on plants? You may share in the comment right here. Okay, give me some time to keep the things back to the space. Okay. All right. So let's see what. Okay, what you have over here. Oh, yes. Wendy Leong. Okay, I see you talk about the root mealies. Okay, so the root mealies actually is the white insects appear inside the soil. Okay, you can see the soil. There is a white round things crawling around the roots. Okay, it appears usually in the potted plants. Okay, after like 4 to 5 months. Okay, where it appeared, it just like come from the nature. Okay, so whenever you encounter this, okay, the only way is we need to really change the pot. We need to wash away the soil, and then we need to change to the sterile soil, and then the sterile soil is better to mix with a little bit of neem cake. The neem cake is actually a good soil repellent. Okay, you mix a little bit, it can help to reduce the adult root mealies coming to lay eggs into your soil, or the red ants coming to make home into your soil. So we can use the neem cake as a soil repellent. Okay, that's the only way at first. Okay. So Serena Low is which is best to use as a prevention. As I mentioned just now, you can use the disease preventer, which is the organic plant acid. You can keep at least this at home, because the disease actually is harder to get cured within a short time. Okay, and then we need regular prevention on that. So I think at least you keep the disease preventer at first. All right. So Yang Hui Ling, let me see. Okay, don't think one that cure all cause their method of breathing and extermination is different. Okay, I will try to answer this later on. Okay, Yok Ti, is alcohol white beneficial for control of any of the pests? Okay, yes and no. So let's say you encounter with the mealybugs, you encounter with the aphids. Okay, they are staying on the plant here. Okay, they are staying on the plant, the leaves. Okay, we wipe it. Okay, better what you do is you trim the plants first. Okay, you trim the heavily infested plant parts, then you wipe it. Okay, then after that we still need to spray, okay, a little bit of pesticides or the control to spray it, because we need to make sure that the larvae, the kids, okay, they may hide around. They don't want to get back to infest the plant anymore. Okay, so wiping is a very good fast way to reduce, but we need to prevent their kids or their larvae from infesting the plant, because sometimes they can hide inside the soil, or they can hide inside somewhere which is very hideous. Okay, all right. Okay, Silver Chua. Okay, grasshoppers and the beetles are hard to clear with this pesticide. What is the best solution? So actually it's really hard to reduce. Okay, because grasshoppers and the beetles, they are considered as thicker shell pests. Okay, so what we can do is we can use some neem or the neem to reduce the feeding favor for them. Okay, so right now, at this stage is only the organic way to do it is only the neem. Okay, all right, I stop here first, then I should proceed to the next one. I will come back to read the other questions later on. Okay, so right now we come to the section 3, propagation. All right, propagation. So last time we already talked about the propagation of several herbs, like including the the sweet basil, the rosemary. Okay, you can go back to the part 1 and to see how we do the propagation. And today we would like to share the propagation of several other common herbs as well, like the oregano, the sage, the mint, the Thai basil, and so on. Okay, so on part 1 we say that okay, we need to do regular trimming on the plants here. Okay, because we want to avoid the plants to getting too dense. Okay, if too dense, then it was the disease, the black spot will start to occur. Okay, so we need to trim. And how we trim it, you can go back to the part 1. We talk about 1/3 trimming. Okay, 1/3 trimming. Okay, means that we trim 1/3 of the plant parts. Okay, so while we do the trimming, okay, if you have enough time, okay, if your plants are healthy enough, if you want to enjoy your plants to getting more children, okay, at home, okay, you may choose to propagate those herbs with cuttings. Okay, so similarly, what we need to do is we need to have the peat-based media as first. All right. So last time we talk about 3 portions of peat moss, okay, and 1 portion of perlite. Okay. So we already mixed those, and then we get a small pot. Okay, like this. Later we will demo on how we do the propagation and how we fill, and then we fill up some the pots with this peat-based media first. Okay, all right. And then we will use these for the propagation part later on. Okay, so we fill up until the inner line here. Okay, the line in the pot here. Okay, so that's it. All right, so we will demos with 2 ways of propagation. One is with using the water propagation. Another one is with the help of the rooting hormone. Okay, let's start with the easier one first, the water propagation. All right, so for the water propagation, okay, we can use Thai basil as one of the example. Okay, let's go to Chem 2. Okay. So this is the Thai basil. Okay, as you can see here, I lay it down so that you can see better. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to choose 4 to 6 inches. Okay, of the Thai basil. Okay, so as you can see here, this Thai basil, okay, this already flowered as you can see here. So we don't want this part because this flower part has absorbed the nutrient from this stem already. So most likely, if we cut these, then the roots cannot grow out. We need to look for those is more healthy. For example, this one. Okay, then we just need to cut about like 4 to 6 inches. Okay, so 4 to 6 inches is about like this. Okay, you can see 4 to 6 inches. Okay, we just measure it. So we measure. Okay, we cut it. All right. Then for these, okay, we just remove the leaves from the bottom part here until we just have only the first layer. All right. So the bottom part here, we actually cut out with the roots here. Okay. So we remove the leaves until we remain the first layer. Then what we need to do is, okay, we have the water over here. We just place this inside the water. Okay, we place a ventilator area. Of course, this leaf you can keep it as your cooking material. Okay, and cooking herbs. All right, let me keep it. Okay, very fragrant, huh? Okay, we place it into the cutting. Place the cutting into water. We need to change the water for every 2 to 3 days. Okay, because we want the water to have enough oxygen and then to promote the roots from growing. Okay, so once the healthy root appear, okay, then let's say we have a healthy root already, then we can just directly transplant into the peat-based media that we do just now. Okay, so this is what we do. All right, very easy. Similarly, we do for the mint. Okay, all right, so let me leave this part away. Then this is the mint. Okay, so let's say this is the mint. Okay, we try to look for the healthy parts of the mint here. Okay, let's say this part. Okay, I choose this part here. Okay, All right. So this is the healthy part of the mint here. So what I do is I remove, okay, the bottom layer of the leaf until I just leave the first layer here. All right. Then, okay, I just put it inside the water here. Okay. Similarly, we need to make sure that the water need to get changed 2 to 3 times a week, so that we need to make sure that the oxygen of the water is enough to promote the root growth. Similarly, once the root appear, then we may just transplant it into the pea-based media that we mentioned just now. All right. The water propagation is very, very, very easy. Okay. Let's start. Okay, we come to the next method, which is with the help of the rooting hormone. Okay, I leave this apart. Okay, here. All right. Okay, so we have the oregano here. Okay, so with the help of rooting hormone, okay, the root quality is better, and also the roots will become longer. It tends to pick up faster after we transplant into the soil. Okay, so similarly, what we need to do is we need to choose 4 to 6 inches of the oregano, healthy and non-flowering. Okay, so similarly, we try to find the healthy one. Okay, all right, then I cut it. Okay, we need to make sure it's already 4 to 6 inches long. Okay, it's good enough. Okay, so we need to remove the leaves, okay, from the bottom half of the leaf, from the bottom half here. Okay, so we just remove all the leaf, bottom half only. All right, bottom half here, you can see top half we have leaf, bottom half we don't have the leaf. Okay, then we need to cut the edge. Okay, cut the edge here 45-degree angle. Okay, 45-degree angle. Okay, to expose the center of the stem. Okay, so that all these the center of the stem, it can become stimulated to grow more roots. Okay, then we have the rooting hormone over here. So you can see the rooting hormone. You can choose to buy Lazada or Shopee. It could be the ingredient could be IBA. The material could be vitamin B and else. Okay, so if you are not using any plant hormone at all, root hormone at all, you may go back to the water propagation, which you just submerge the bottom half into the water, and then to let the times taken to grow the roots. Okay, but if we have the root hormone, what we need to do is we just dip the bottom half part to the root hormone over here. Okay, as you can see, it's have already been dipped. Okay, then what we need to do, instead of waiting the root to grow, we can just directly place it into the base media I mentioned just now. Okay, so we just put the deep part. The part have been dipped with the root hormone. Okay, that's the way. Okay, for this pot like this, we can put 1 to 2 cuttings into this base media. We water it regularly, and then we put it somewhere bright but in direct sunlight. Okay, so after the cutting, when you see this, it has when it start to have roots, we may transplant into a bigger pot. Okay, and I see some friends saying that after they do this, the leaf may start to get, some of the leaves may start to get yellow after a few weeks. Okay, this is because of the transplant shock. Okay, so no worries, because some of the plants, they don't like the sudden change, so we may just pluck off the yellow leaves. Okay, and then let it taking more time to grow more leaves. Okay, that's the way we can do. All right, so similarly for the next one, which we call the sage. Okay, sage, we can do the same. All right, let's say we choose the really healthy one. Okay, 4 to 6 inches. Okay, we measure with this. Okay, we cut it. All right, so this is how it do. Okay, then because the bottom part half of the leaf we need to remove. All right, so we expose this part, okay? Then after that, we need to cut the edge here, 45-degree angle, okay? All right, so we can expose the center of the stem here and then to get stimulated to grow more roots, okay? After that, we dip into the rooting hormone over here, as you can see, okay? You can see here, it's totally white in color right now. Okay, let me take this away. You can see, probably can see that here. Yeah. Okay, this is the right one. So after that, okay, what we need to do is we take another one. Okay, we did it, and then we just plug it, and then we just cover it. Okay, and then we water it. Okay, we place somewhere bright but in direct sunlight. Okay, and then when the healthy root appear, we just transplant it into a bigger pot. All right. So, okay, we come back to Chem 1. All right, so that's it for the propagation part. So do you have any questions on the propagation part? Okay, so let me keep the material first. Okay. So do you have any questions? Okay, let me know. Okay. All right. So let me see. Okay. Jade Wong. Okay. Do you need to greenhouse the herbs cuttings to, for them to root properly? Actually, not. Actually, what you need to do, just need to make sure you place it somewhere. Place it somewhere that is bright but in direct sunlight, and then you make sure that the soil getting enough moist. Okay, no, don't overwet, but just enough moist. Then the herbs will be okay. All right. Okay. So how many leaves we have to keep it in the glass of water? So Dorothy, the thing is that we just need to maintain the first layer. So the first layer could be 4 leaves to 6 leaves. Okay, and then the bottom for the water propagation. Okay, so the bottom part you can remove all and you just dip it into the water until the root appear. All right. So Francis Gomotio, are they the best timing to transplant? I realize that if I transplant them before 5, normally you won't succeed. After I transplant, after 5, it works. Okay, any plausible theory behind it? Okay, thank you. Actually, that could be because the transplant, as I say just now, the transplant when you is it transplant? Yes, the transplant. When you do the transplant, actually during the nighttime, the moon, okay, especially the effect of the moon, will actually help to draw the water a little bit, okay, for the plants inside, okay. So sometimes the nighttime it could be better in transplant, and the daytime sometimes we cannot expect the temperature, and then after we transplant the plant still in respiration mode, and then they lost the water in quicker way, and then it reduced the success rate of the transplant. All right, that could be the cause. All right. All right, Francis Gamotio. Okay, our old friend. Okay, can zoom in on the stem because I realize some are thick and feel woody, some are like green in color. Which are the best? Please advise. So actually, what I recommend is green. Okay, the green one, but little bit woody. Actually, you can cut the woody one, but it takes longer time and then to grow the roots because the woody color one, the brown color one tends to be older already, so it takes longer time to grow the roots. So what I like to recommend is the green one, but don't take the fresh green. Don't just green and leave it hard. That would be semi-wood. That would be good enough. All right. So Lily Tan. Okay, let me see. I find bubbles on my basil leaves, and sometimes the leaves curl up and dry. Is plant acid enough to prevent this problem? Well, Lily, I would like to suggest that please PM us your picture, okay, so that we can actually know whether the bubbles is because of the insects or because of the disease. Then we can help you to diagnose better, and we can give you the better suggestion. If let's say let's say the bubbles is due to the disease, okay, then what you need to do is we need to trim away these bubbles, okay, the plants, okay, then we need to spray the plant acid and then on leaves and also the root of the stem. It can give a pretty good prevention on the new occurring disease, okay? All right. Okay, how to amend the normal potting soil to sweet herbs? Okay, well, I don't know what is your normal potting soil. Okay, please PM us so that we can give you a better suggestion. But the thing is that you need to make sure the soil has a better water drainage. Okay, so to have a better water drainage, it's better to use like for example the perlite to promote the water drainage. Okay, let's say if you have something like yellow soil, okay, it's better to you mix with some cocoa peat and also some perlite again, so that the water drainage is better. All right. Yes, tea. Okay, herbs need soil with water drainage, right? Yes. Okay. If so, is soil for cactus suitable for herbs as well? Actually, yes. If the soil water drainage is good enough, then it's suitable for herbs. Sorry, it's suitable herbs, then it's suitable for the cactus. Okay, no worries on that. All right. So we go to the next section. Okay, we will come back to the question again. Okay. All right. So right now we would like to go for the section 4, growing herbs from the seeds. Okay. So the problem is that we get the seeds from the market, but we found that the herbs, the seeds of the herbs kinda hard to get germinate. Why? This is true because most of the herbs are growing better in the cooler climate. Okay, and then we get these seeds from these origin cooler climate seeds. Okay. All right, so today we would like to share some tips on how to increase the herb seeds germination, okay? And before we sow into the soil. So we take some common herbs that most people interested growing from the seeds. For example, okay, let's say we have the common seeds here. Okay, we go to the second screen here. Come to. All right, let me put this away first. All right. For example, we have this, okay? For example, we have this. Okay, let me get some material very quickly. Okay, we have this. This is actually the Thai basil. You can see that. Okay, it's very, 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 very small. You can see. Okay. Okay, so this Thai basil, okay, it's very easy to grow. Okay, it can be considered as the easiest, okay, one to grow with seed. Okay, so what we need to do is we just need to directly sow into the soil. Okay, but the thing is that, okay, how much deep we need to sow into the soil? So what we need to do is we take this, okay, let's say, okay, this is the index finger. We use our thumb to point at the first half of the index finger like this. Okay, so first half. So that's the depth, okay, of the sowing we need. Okay, so we just poke into here. We see there is a hole, the small hole over here. Then we just put 1 to 2 seed at the center. Okay, then we cover it lightly. Okay, then we just water the soil and let it germinate. So once it germinates, it grows into small plant, then we just transplant it into a bigger pot. That's very easy. So Thai basil, you can say, is the beginner level. Okay, you can grow the seeds and at the same time it flowers. It has a lot of good things around. Okay, so you can choose to work on the Thai basil. The next one we like to share about is the coriander. Okay, you can see this is the coriander seeds. Okay, you can see that. Okay, I point to here. Okay, let me show you closer. You can see this one. Okay, something like this, the coriander seeds. So these coriander seeds actually is kind of very hard. Okay, when you squeeze it, you can feel the hardness of the shell of the seeds here. So for this one, okay, we need to soak the coriander seeds for 3 to 5 hours. Okay, so that it can soften the seed shell. Okay, something like this. You can see that. Okay, it can soften the seed shell, okay, and then it absorbs the water, and then it start to grow germination, okay. So these coriander seeds, it have been soaked for 3 to 5 hours, okay. So what we need to do is after 3 to 5 hours, okay, we need to take a pan of hot water, no, warm water, not hot water, sorry. Okay, warm water, okay. So we take a towel, okay, we just put inside here, okay. Then we squeeze it, okay. Just need to be warm water, okay, don't cold water, okay. Warm water, like about like 40 degrees Celsius. So we squeeze the water out, okay. So it's just enough moist, okay, that when I squeeze it, okay, it don't come out with the water, but it's just enough moist like this, okay. So after we wet the towel with warm water, okay, so what we need to do, we just open it, okay. Then we take these, the coriander seeds, okay, we put on top here, we scatter it around, okay, something like this, we scatter it around, all right, like this. All right, so we just try to scatter it. Okay, then what we need to do is we just fold it, okay, like it. So we let the seeds and then to absorb the moisture from the wet towel, okay. We need to place it somewhere without the sunlight, okay. And then the right germination temperature is about our room temperature, 20 to 25 degrees Celsius, okay. So what we need to do is we need to spray with water, okay. We need to touch it, okay. If the towel is still wet, then we need not to spray. But it start to get dry, then we need to spray with water, okay. All right, just enough, don't over wet, okay? Then we continue for another 4 to 7 days, okay? So when we open it and then we see there are some wet things coming out from these kind of seeds, so it means that it starts to germinate. Then we can use this seed to just sow it inside the pot and it will start to grow, okay? This is how we do to increase the germination rate. The next one, okay, we take another herbs, okay? For example, the catnip, okay? I show you the catnip here. You can see, okay, you see this catnip? Okay. Okay. Very small. Okay, you can see it's very small, smaller than the Thai basil I mentioned just now. Okay, so but the shell of this seed is quite thick as well, and we need to soak this catnip seed for another 10 to 15 hours, okay, which is longer than the coriander I mentioned just now. So meanwhile, we need to change the water once a while, okay, and then to increase the oxygen level inside the water. And these seeds have been soaked for 10 to 15 hours already. All right, so what we need to do similarly, okay, we need to take these, okay, the warm water, okay. Then we take another towel, okay. All right, similarly, we squeeze it, okay. We squeeze it until most of the water coming out, okay. And then it's just moist enough, okay. So you see, when we squeeze it, okay, when we squeeze it, there is no more drop of water coming out already, but it just get enough moist, okay. All right, so we take it away, we open it. All right, so what we need to do, we just take these seeds. All right, okay, we scatter it around. Okay, we scatter it around. All right, we scatter it around. Okay, you can see the black dots over here. Okay, probably you cannot see from the screen here, but similarly, we just fold it, okay? We let the seeds absorb the moisture. You place somewhere without the sunlight, okay? So we touch the towel from time to time. When the towel start to get dry, we just spray with water, okay? Make sure not over wet. We just need to do this, continue for another 4 to 7 days. Similarly, we open it. We see the white things start to get germinated. Okay, then we can sow it into the soil, pea-based soil we do just now. All right. So this is how we do. Okay, for the to increase the germination rate. Okay. All right. So right now we come to the Q&A section. So do you have any question on the herbs? Okay, growing just now. Okay, including the germination the part germination we did just now. Okay, and let me try to answer the questions. Okay. All right. So how to germinate the lavender thyme seed? Okay. Do they need to germinate it inside the fridge certification? Okay. Yes. Actually, the lavender and the thyme seed I didn't show over here because there are a lot of ways you can do to stimulate the germination. One of the ways is the freezing part. Okay, the freezing part. So this one actually it takes a different time of different time. For example, let's say the lavender it needs to get cold first for 8 hours. Okay, then it needs to soak into water. It needs to soak into water, and then it needs to be put in fridge. Okay, for another 8 hours. Okay, then it take out. Okay, and then we need to observe whether it is germinated or not. It takes more process on that. So if you have that kind of problem, you welcome to PM us. Okay, we will explain further in that. Okay. All right. So catnip. Okay, when you showcase just now some seed float. Okay, float means the embryo inside is weak, kosong, right? So may you explain more the soaking part? Why some float, some sink? Okay, thank you. So actually, yes, you are right. Some of the seed they are floats because the embryo, the starch content inside, the food content inside is lesser, so it have air inside, so it floats on the water. Okay, and then some sink because the food content, the starch content inside is denser, so it dense to the water. So actually, you are right. What we can choose from the sink part first. That one is a better quality. Okay, then we can choose the float one. Actually, yes, the germination rate for the floated one is a little bit lesser. That's the right one. Okay. All right. Lao Hans, can cilantro be propagated from the roots of the plants we buy from the market? I tried many times, but not successful so far. Okay, so the cilantro actually is not easy to propagate directly from the fresh market. Okay, because from the fresh market, actually they have already processed it like in using ice. Okay, and then they also put it together so that a lot of not good microbes around. Okay, so actually such process has already damaged the tissue of the cilantro. So this is not good if we buy from the fresh market and we propagate it. So the cilantro better if you get it fresh and propagate it, that would be better. All right. Okay, Francis Kamoktil, coriander seed, many smash the seed before attempt to grow. Is it the right way? Yes, that's the thing. All right, so just now I mentioned that the coriander seed is so hard. Okay, so actually if you see the coriander seed inside here, okay, it's actually a twin. Okay, the twin actually when we break it, okay, okay, you go to the chem tool here. Okay, you see one seed, it can break into half here. You can see that. Hopefully you can see that pretty clearly here. Okay, you see that. So actually, if you break into half, each half of them will grow into one coriander plant. Okay, and then it can help to promote. Because it can absorb the water from the center part, so it can help to promote the germination part better. Francis, that's correct. Okay, but the thing is that many of our friends, when we teach that, the thing is that they will smash the coriander into powder. Okay, so it takes a little bit of kung fu, okay, technique to do it correctly. But the thing is that you just need to make sure it's break into half. That will be enough. Okay, you just take a bottle, okay, round bottle. You just grind it, okay, very gently, okay, and then it start to crack a little bit into half. That will be good enough. All right, and another way is the one just now, because if we soak it with water and then the water will penetrate into the shell from every other way around. Okay, then it will eventually germinate as well. Okay, so that will be good. All right, Aaron Powell, how to grow the herbs into seeds? How many minutes we need to put it into? We need to put in the soil. Oh, okay. You can refer to the one we do just now. Okay, we need to soak it into the water. Okay, then it takes 4 to 7 days, and then to make sure it germinate, then we just directly soak it into the soil. All right. Okay, Alice Ng, can we add in white sand for better drainage? Yes, you can definitely add in sand. I would recommend coarse sand. Okay, the coarse sand. But the thing is that the sand is very heavy. It will actually increase the weight of your pot. Okay, of your plant. Okay, so it's just the handling matter. But adding sand definitely will help into in improving the drainage. All right. Okay, let me see any more questions here. Joyce Lam, why is your coriander seed pink in color, but mine from the supermarket is brown? Actually, you're right. Okay, Joyce. The thing is that the original color of the coriander seed is brown in color, but the thing is that usually when you buy the seeds from the seed supplier, they coat with a layer of coloring. Okay, just to avoid the kids or the people were from eating it. Okay, at the same time, the kind of coloring has a little bit of fungal protection. At the same time, it can help to sometimes they can help to promote the germination as well. Okay, it depends on what kind of substance they add into the coating. Okay, it's the coating itself. All right. Pragnotic Gononde Sunday. Okay, how to take care of the young mint plants? My plants always die after a few days after I buy from shop. Yes, actually a lot of people, they encounter the same problem like yours. Okay, so the thing is that you can go to part 1. Okay, you can see the problem is that we need to make sure the ventilation inside the mint plant is very good, and also the drainage, the soil drainage, it needs to be very, very well. So when we water the soil, it needs to drain well, and then we need to trim the mints from time to time, and then to make sure that the mints won't get over moist surrounding, and then to take care of your plant. You can go back to the part 1, and then we talk about that. All right. So Natasha Olala, okay. After sowing, do you need to repot as they grow? Yes, actually, if you want to let it grow bigger size, yes, definitely you need to repot. All right. Okay. So let me see any other questions. All right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Sivitra. Does it matter if we cut the softwood, semi-softwood, and the woody part? Would like to know, especially for the rosemary. Yes, actually, the thing is that if you do the propagation for rosemary, the soft part, okay, actually the failure rate is higher, okay, because it's not mature enough. And then if you get the woody part, okay, then it takes longer time to grow the roots because it's already aged. Okay, for example, it takes about months. Probably months to grow the roots. So what I like to recommend is the semi-softwood, which is green, but the stem is green in color, but you can feel the woody texture on the wood itself. Then that would be the best part. Okay. All right, Jacqueline Leong, is it advisable to use ivermectin for edibles? Actually, yes and no. Because probably the advantages of the ivermectin is the short residue period, okay, for the ivermectin. But the thing is that the way they produce the ivermectin is chemically synthetic, okay, it's still considered as chemical pesticides, okay, and then we don't know what kind of the inner ingredient they added into the ivermectin, the active ingredient. Sometimes the inner ingredient could be carcinogenic as well. Okay, so for ivermectin, you need to really use it in cautious. Make sure that when you spray it, okay, you need to you need to make sure is the residue is over. Okay, then you can just edibles. All right. But what we like to encourage is still use the organic pesticides to work on that. All right. Okay. So Stella told, okay, my mint plant is soft and wilting. What is lacking? Okay, so if your plant, okay, is soft and wilting, which means that, okay, if it's soft, means that probably your plant is lacking a little bit of potassium, okay? But for the mint itself, we don't need to put a lot of potassium. So what we need to do is we probably can put some compost on that, okay? And then to let it absorb a little bit more potassium and potassium part so that it can become more woody and harder. Okay, then also the good microbe, it can help to protect the root as well. It can help to reduce the wetting process. And then like I say, prevention is better than cure. Better you spray some disease preventer and then to avoid the disease from happening. All right. Okay, let me answer the final two questions, okay? Because I know we have over the time already. All right, let me see again. All right. Okay. So will these pesticides affect the beneficial organisms like bees? So actually, the one of the reason they need to get certified because they need to make sure that all these ingredients, when they produce the organic pesticides, they don't add in the material that will affect the ecosystem of the beneficiaries. Okay, so if you spray the organic pesticides, it won't kill the bees, but probably it will affect a little bit activity of the bees. They don't like to get active. Okay, they probably inactive for a certain period, but after that they will reactive again after the residue is over. Okay, so it won't kill the bees. Don't worry on that. All right. Okay. Okay. Let me see the last one. Okay. All right. So can the essay be used on other veggies and plants beside the herbs? Yes, actually, definitely. If you want to use it on other the disease prevention for other plants, yes, that would be helpful as well. Okay, if especially during the rainy day. Okay, the rainy day will actually cause a lot of disease problem. Okay, so if we see it's rainy, then we can take note on that. All right. So thank you very much. Okay, I'm sorry that I cannot answer all the questions in the comment here. We really appreciate your time and to spend with us. Very quality night time. Please write down. Please write down in the comment here if you want us. What else you wish us to share with you? Okay, we will try to compile our experience or find the seafoods. Okay, to share with us on the topics you are really interested. And also, if you do have more questions on gardening, please welcome to PM us on Baba Gardening International Facebook, okay? All right, so PM us on Baba Gardening International Facebook. We will have professional team to diagnose and propose the correct suggestion for you. All right, so what you need to do is we just need to take the close photo, okay, to look at what kind of pest or disease on that, okay? And also the far photo, okay, to see what kind of pest in overall condition, all right? Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.